I purposely didn't remind my husband about our anniversary. For 7 years straight, I reminded him. Texts 2 weeks before, hints dropped at dinner, calendar notifications I'd set on his phone myself, and every single year, he'd still manage to forget until the last second. Scramble to buy gas station flowers, book a reservation at whatever restaurant had availability, act like he'd been planning something all along. This year, I decided to run an experiment. No reminders, no hints, nothing. I wanted to see if he actually cared enough to remember on his own. Our anniversary was March 15th. By March 1st, I started watching closely. He didn't mention it. March 5th, nothing. March 10th, still nothing. I told myself to stay calm. Maybe he was planning a surprise. Maybe he had something big in the works and was keeping it secret. March 14th came, the night before our anniversary. He came home from work, kissed my cheek, and asked what was for dinner. Not a single hint of recognition in his eyes. I made pasta. We watched TV. He fell asleep on the couch at 9:30. I stayed up until midnight, watching him snore, wondering how I'd married someone who couldn't remember the most important date of our relationship without being spoon-fed. March 15th, our 8th anniversary. I woke up early, made coffee, waited. He came downstairs in his work clothes, grabbed a travel mug, and said he had an early meeting. He kissed me on the forehead and said he'd be home late. That was it. No happy anniversary, no flowers, no card, nothing. I sat at the kitchen table for an hour after he left, staring at my coffee getting cold. 8 years of marriage, 2 kids, a mortgage, a life built together, and he couldn't remember one date. I called my sister around noon. She asked what romantic thing Michael had planned. When I told her he forgot completely, she went silent. You didn't remind him this year, did you? She asked. No. I wanted to see if he'd remember on his own. She sighed. And now you're mad that he failed your secret test? It's not a test. It's basic human decency. She told me I was being unfair, that some people just aren't good with dates, that it didn't mean he loved me less. I hung up on her. Michael came home at 8 p.m. I was sitting on the couch with the lights off. He flipped them on and jumped when he saw me. You scared me. Why are you sitting in the dark? Do you know what today is? His face went blank, then confused. Then I watched the realization hit him like a truck. Oh my god. He dropped his briefcase. Our anniversary. I completely forgot. I'm so sorry. I didn't say anything. Just stared at him. He started rambling. Work has been insane. The Henderson Project. His boss breathing down his neck. He'd make it up to me. Dinner this weekend. Anywhere I wanted. I held up my hand and he stopped talking. I purposely didn't remind you this year. I wanted to see if you cared enough to remember on your own. His face changed. The guilt shifted into something else. Something I didn't expect. He sat down across from me, slowly, like he was about to deliver bad news. I knew you didn't remind me, he said quietly. What? I noticed around March 5th. You always start dropping hints by then. When you didn't, I figured you were testing me. My stomach dropped. So you knew? And you still forgot? I didn't forget. He looked at the floor. I remembered this morning. I've been thinking about it all day. Then why didn't you say anything? Because I wanted to see how long you'd punish me for failing your test before you just talked to me like a normal person. I felt like I'd been slapped, he continued. Every year, you remind me like I'm a child. Then you get mad that I need reminding. Then you complain to your sister about how thoughtless I am. Then you hold it over me for weeks. That's not true. It is true. He finally looked at me. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of being set up to fail, so you can feel justified being disappointed in me. I opened my mouth to argue, but nothing came out. He stood up and pulled something from his jacket pocket, a small box. I bought this 3 weeks ago. He set it on the coffee table between us. I was going to give it to you tonight with dinner reservations I made a month ago, but then I realized you were running your little experiment, and I wanted to see what mattered more to you, the anniversary or being right about me. I stared at the box, then at him. I picked being right, he said. And so did you? He walked upstairs without another word. I sat there for hours, holding an unopened jewelry box, realizing I'd been so focused on proving he didn't care that I never noticed he was proving the opposite.